Do-do-do. And that's why I'm pro mass genocide. Oh shit, it's recording. Anyway,
Is this something you wouldn't say on the recording?
not the reasons why I'm pro mass genocide.
I don't know. I don't think it caught those.
Yeah,
I think it's good.
I mean, I do deserve all the macaroni and cheese in the world.
You have to fight my son for it.
Everybody introduce yourselves as what you prefer, starting with Psycho Sorcerer, and we'll go through from there.
On my channel, because why not pimp my channel? It's Joseph March, because that's my name. I go by Joe, but I also go by Psycho Sorcerer. At least I did in the past, but I do again. And I also go by anything else.
Okay.
Anything else.
So we have anything else, and
That's right.
The next person in seniority would be Ethan Ross.
Well, you just gave his name.
My name.
What's that?
I don't want to say it.
Yeah, you said introduce us the way we want, and then you gave his name.
And the next person would be the Lizard Wizard.
I'm not a fucking lizard.
So the topic of today's video is whatever the fuck.
Wait! He didn't introduce himself.
He's not important.
I don't know what to call him.
Well, I go by Zulak. I just have that as my spiritual name. I don't know. I just like the name, and yeah, I have a channel. It's spelled ZULOK, and I don't do many videos on it right now, but in the future I will, and I might change the name as well because of some unwanted associations on Twitter. We'll just put it that way.
If you're over the age of 18 and 21 in America land, have a look on Twitter for Zulok. It will have a little bit of numbers, but at the end of it, you'll be in for a shocking surprise.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with me though. Nothing at all. And I want
I don't know. He was wearing a mask.
We're still in introductions, and you're already poisoning the well, Milton.
It's not joking.
I'm not joking. That's the
I didn't
horrible
say you were joking.
It's like.
I forgot to mention. I also go by Psychopop Conspiracy Theorist, but keep that one under your hat.
Yes, the biggest conspiracy is that there is conspiracies. No shit, there's actually a governmental campaign in America to make conspiracies to hide secret and classified documents and things that have leaked out, such as experimental aircraft.
Speaking of hiding documents, the CIA hid the what was it, internal gateway process, or
hey, we don't talk about gay sex here.
Oh, you're talking about the one with where you do vision, you do the damn it, what is it called? Where you concentrate and you can map out another place.
I'm a living god.
Remote viewing.
Yeah, that's it. Remote viewing.
Yeah. Yep. They got rid of that, but I have a copy of it.
I've seen that. I've read that document.
Bottle gateway, butt sex.
It's a gateway to butt sex. Is that what you're saying?
Well,
I thought you told us to keep it YouTube friendly, Milton.
Hey, that's borderline, but it is YouTube friendly. I hit adults only content.
Oh, are you going to mark this one adults only?
Yeah.
Yes, it's only adults.
And I'm dropping F-bombs, motherfuckers.
Oh, swearing. Swearing is fucking bad.
Fucking beat me to
it. Yes. Now, this is a small taste for everybody of what you can expect from the Illuminati on Skype. If you get sick of looking through the hundreds of different Illuminatis, just look for Milton Knowles on Skype. That's Milton space Knowles.
Damn it, Milton! This whole thing was a crummy commercial for your Skype.
Yes,
I didn't know that.
We still have a bunch of places.
What? How come you sent me this message in the chat that just says "Drink more Ovaltine"? Is this a crummy commercial?
Yes. By the way, we're sponsored by Pepsi Coke. We're sponsored by Pepsi Coke, a mixture of Pepsi and Coca-Cola.
Well, it's a good thing I'm using NordVPN.
Yes.
After this, I'm going to go play some Raid Shadow Legends.
Shadow Legends?
Yes!
ExpressVPN would like a word with you after this.
Oh, no!
Has anybody been playing Nord Shadow Legends? What else?
Advertising complete.
Yes. Now, has anybody been practicing the mind space exercises or whatever it's called?
I do practice mind space exercises.
Yes.
That's where I take my brain out to leave space in my mind.
For some reason, the Echo Dot in my brother's room started playing.
I did that with my mind space.
No, his brother was still here. My
Anyway, Zulok, any questions you want to ask Psycho Pop Conspiracy or Psycho Sorcerer? You said that you've seen some of the stuff.
The answer is 11.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to think of some things.
Is this your card?
Well,
yes.
What do you
Well,
see, I'm a magician.
I was remote viewing it. Yes. Why did you pull out a fool's card from a deck full of fool's cards, though? I only had one choice.
Well, that's how I always get it right.
I must take
my
notes.
gateway skills are on point.
Yes.
What's your favorite method of soul travel or astral projection?
Drugs. No, that's not true, by the way. That was supposed to be a joke, but nobody thought it was funny. Everyone was like, yes.
My favorite method.
Don't do drugs. Don't do drugs, kids who aren't watching this.
Yes. Actually, I might make this child friendly too. There's only been like one swear.
Fuck that.
Hey, they only do it for excessive swearing, so you have to do something like fuck, fuckity, fuck, fucking fuckity, fuck. Nobody's done that yet.
Well, you just did it.
Good luck.
What's your question for me, Melton?
So, when you went in and looked into that fractal well, did it seem to you like it was, as what the sagas would call the well of knowledge?
Maybe. It felt almost like I was looking at reality somehow. I don't know how to explain why I thought that. It just seemed like I was seeing. I don't want to say I was seeing things as it really is, because that doesn't quite say it either. But it was like I was seeing some kind of truth or something.
Because I did have a similar experience as something along those lines. Mm-hmm. Not exactly how you were describing it, but similar, where I came across it, I looked into it, and it was like, those patterns that have the exact patterns on the edges?
Yes, exactly.
The more you look into it, the more you see the exact pattern over and over and over again. Well, almost exact pattern.
That's pretty much what I was seeing, yeah.
Yeah. And it was almost as if I got the feeling of seeing things as it was, is, and will, and could be.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Yep.
But yeah, I passed it off off as a really freaky deaky meditation experience, and just
Well, I mean, I haven't like gone and written a book about it or anything. It just seemed like it was something people would want to know about.
Yeah, I was writing a book until somebody told me that ripping off like the first line of creation, and then saying that's really shit writing is a really bad way to start a book.
I think that's a great way to start a book. We'll open up with a bit of blasphemy.
Yeah, that's literally what the first line. That's literally what the second line is. Calling
Nice.
the first, making the first line into blasphemy, and then it just gets into explaining how to do basic meditations and things.
And you said you didn't finish writing this book.
Well, I haven't moved on to shadow working and stuff yet.
Okay.
Yeah. What?
So you're saying I could still steal that idea for the opening to a book? You don't have any copyright yet.
Sure, why not?
I mean, I won't do that, but I
I'll
could do
send
that.
you
Or
I'll
someone
send you
else on the call could steal your work
Ah.
without asking
I'm not.
Nah, Zulok's not allowed to steal my work anymore.
you. He's not.
No, we've had words.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, we've had words, and then I convinced him that I sent Slender Man after him.
Hey, I've seen see like that in my dreams before, so I thought it could be that.
Just one Slender Man?
I said, well, technically, it started off as one Slender Man and a Skinwalker, and well, you know what happens when me and Viper get together and we decide that Zulok's funny to pick on.
Mm.
Yeah, I was more worried about the Skinwalker because those are actual spirits.
Yeah, did you like it? Did you like how I was trying to convince you that it was me?
No,
He doesn't sound like he liked it.
you tried convincing me that you were seeing through its eyes, not necessarily that it was you.
Hey, Zulok.
Skinwalkers outside the window aren't just Milton.
That's concerning. I've just been letting them in because I assumed they were Milton.
Well, are they wearing deer pelts, fox pelts, or hare pelts?
Fox pelts.
Might be me.
That's what I thought.
I got a fluffy fox skin, and I'm so happy about it. It's like the fanciest thing I own at the moment.
Does it have 9 tails?
No, there was one that had 3 tails, but I couldn't afford a genetic anomaly like that. And there was an issue that it was still alive. It became problematic to try to get its hide into the country.
Mm.
You were referencing an anime, weren't you?
What? Me?
Yeah, I think it was Naruto you were referencing.
Well, actually,
How could you
in
guess?
Japanese mythology, isn't there a type of witch that can turn into a fox?
Not with 9 tails.
Actually, up to 9 tails. The more tails it has, the older it is and more powerful it is.
How did we get on the concept and topic of foxy witches all of a sudden?
Because we're all foxy witches here.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Foxy.
Yes. We're all the foxiest of witches. Which is normally a reference to a woman having a sexy body, which is actually kind of disturbing for grown men to be talking about, but okay. Anyway, what's your favorite? Let's try a TikTok question now, eh? What's your favorite type of crystal to work with?
Is this for me or for the room?
Anybody.
Go pass.
Moldavite.
Mine is sugar. Crystallized sugar.
Yum.
I told you, no drugs, Melton.
I said
He
sugar.
snorts it. He snorts it.
Yes, I snort my icing sugar through my eyelids.
Lord.
Since quite often, and the doctor keeps going, "Why?"
They're like, Milton, you have to stop doing this with the sugar, and no more butt chugging either. It's not good for you.
Hey, Joseph, I'm not that adventurous. I know you
Oh.
are. Oh.
I just assumed that was the conversation everyone's doctor has with them.
Yeah, no, I'm not that adventurous. I'm straight.
So, I don't know. I almost wanted to unpack that one, but then I figured I'll let you leave it packed.
That homosexuality is an abomination, and people that do it are going to hell.
Oh, okay. We're Christian all of a sudden now.
But yet again, everybody does go to hell. Helheim is a beautiful place. I mean, I'm not judging people for their lifestyle choices.
I'm not touching this one, Milton.
Let's make this as hostile as possible.
You could make it a hostile video.
So, Milton.
Yes.
The place that you went to.
What was the what place that into?
Yeah, what was the place that you turned into?
Yeah, like what's that place that you went to? Was it Helheim? Was it a different hell? Like,
is it like from the movie Spawn, where it's all CGI hell?
When I've been meditating, I've gone to some pretty interesting places, but normally I end up in just a forest. Yeah.
Normally? What about not normally?
Sometimes I end up in a colorful forest, and there's a pool of black sludge there, and a lady that comes out of it that's covered in it, and yeah, she doesn't like me very much. I got freaked out and literally blew her away halfway across the place. I just went, and she just went flying. It was weird.
Do you ever dream that you don't have pants on?
I never had pants on to begin with. Sometimes I dream that I have pants on. It's really disturbing.
I feel like when I was a younger man, I used to dream that I was somewhere inappropriate to not be wearing pants, and it would be like a nightmare. And now, whenever I have that dream, I'm like, well, I'm going to take advantage of this.
Have you ever had a dream where it's so chaotic where you don't know where anything is going on and like where you are?
Yeah.
And you can't write it down?
Yeah, all the time. What's that, Milton?
It's called the Illuminati.
Yeah. No, sometimes I have dreams where it's just flashes of a bunch of crazy shit, and I don't know what any of it means. And if I even go try to write it down, I'm not going to capture it all.
Hey, just out of curiosity, have you ever had a dream, Joseph, where you've been stuck in a place? It's like a building where could be just doorways, but normally it's doors. Mm-hmm. And the more you open up doors, the more you end up in rooms with. It's normally multiple doors, and you can't find. Sure. You sort of can't find your way out. But you're not worried about it.
It's like I've had that, but it's the kind of background of it is that it's a hotel of some sort. It's like I'm in a hotel.
My old school.
What's that?
My one starts off in a different building, but then I noticed the room starts to look like one of my old schools I went to.
Interesting. Yeah, I have that happen, but it's a hotel. It's like a convention or something, because I've been to a lot of cons, because, big time nerd. But
I would have never
guessed. There's no way to tell from my channel. But there's a big it's basically a hotel with a big convention going on the ground floor. But then everybody's got rooms in the floors above. And somehow, no matter where I go in the elevator, I'm still in halls of rooms. But I can go in anyone's room somehow. Like there's no locks. And then it's always like some weird shit going on in each room.
Have you ever come across a entity in one of those rooms that's sort of like a shadow man, but different somehow.
Well, I mean, I've met a lot of entities in my dreams that are sort of like a shadow man, but different somehow. So you might need to be more specific.
That it makes an unearthly. Well, when you ask it when you ask it who it is or what it is, it goes like an inch away from your face, and you can feel it screaming through your lungs, an unearthly scream.
No, I haven't had that specifically, but that sounds like you might want to go see a psychiatrist.
Do you know what's worse about it? You wake up, it's right in your face.
What's that?
The worst thing about it is you wake up and it's right in your face, and then it just slowly walks out of the room.
That sounds like sleep paralysis. I've had sleep paralysis before.
Yeah.
Where I wake up and I can't move, and there's something that I can see at the side of the bed. For me, it's the side. Other people say the foot, but for me, it's the side of the bed.
Well, I sleep on my side, so it has to be the side of the bed.
Yeah, so do I. That's probably why.
It's like, yeah, it's. But
I have broken out of that before, but like I don't have the experience where I can't move and it's just like constant like that. I do seem to be able to break out of it, but I think that's just because I don't have as deep of a sleep paralysis as other people.
I remember waking up once, right, and it's like my eyes immediately opened up, and there was a dog staring at my face, and it looks like a old pig hunting dog I used to go out with, called Zebra, chocolate brown, mostly. I think it was a purebred pit bull, which is actually a bit odd for a pig hunting dog. Normally it's a pit bull ridgeback mix, but I was staring directly into its face, and I saw it slowly turn into my dog.
Huh, that's interesting. The closest I have to that is I woke up once with a dog's butt in my face, and then I realized it was my dog's butt, and it had gotten in the bed.
Yeah. Anyway, Ethan, what kind of interesting dreams have you had, considering that you're getting left out?
Yeah, I dream about that too.
Yeah.
The eyebrow raise was implied.
That's what I say whenever I look in the mirror. It's just me.
I'm pretty sure the mirror breaks whenever you're looking at Milton.
That's not nice to say. Just for that, I'm going to add other people. I'm going to see if other people want to join in. But I don't see green dots next to their names, so I'm not going to add them.
I had a dream where I jumped over a snake.
Oh, what was that about? What was that like?
I can see the top of Milton's head.
Can you?
Yeah, all of a sudden. Now I can see Milton's head.
Oh, my camera's on. Whoa.
It's not showing up. Weird.
These crazy camera malfunctions.
Now I see Joseph.
That's right. Unacceptable cameras.
Yeah.
You have too many names. Joseph. I can't remember who to call you. Like Joseph?
Anything else?
Really DeCaldor.
That's it. The funny thing is that's the one alias I didn't give when you asked me, and it's the one that I actually go by on Skype. So.
Sorry?
What's it mean?
Too many for myself.
Psychopop anime nerd?
Yep, Psychopop anime freak is what that one is. Psychopop conspiracy theorist, Psychopop sorcerer, psycho sorcerer.
Psychopop devil?
What's the other guy? Emperor Saltine the 16th of the 6th.
What do you call your personification of the devil?
Satan.
No, just Satan, no Psychopop. Okay.
No, he's just Satan.
Just Satan. Everything else is Psychopop, but that one's just
Satan, yeah.
Is it just Satan or is it Satan?
He goes by his last name, which is Satan.
What's his first name?
Just.
This
is the kind of occult knowledge that we all talk about.
So tell us more about what you're calling the teacher.
The teacher?
The teacher.
Yes. So I may be a crazy person, or maybe I'm a magical person. I don't know the answer to that, but I have an entity that I talk to that I call the teacher.
I just call it the mad god, but yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what it feels like. It's an appropriate thing. Back when I used to do a lot more occult practice, I used to think I was talking to the Morgan. Before that, I thought I was talking to Tiamat. Before that, I thought I was talking to Ishtar and Nana.
You know a ritual to summon the Morgan Freeman?
Well, you just put on a movie where he's the narrator.
I mean, he's got such a great voice. Could you imagine him going, and now you must walk 40 days in the desert to see the Emperor Palace.
It'd be pretty sweet. Yeah, I had all of these. I had believed that I was talking to these various gods across different times when I was working different path workings, but they all were dark feminine gods. And then I came to find later that I was working with a dark feminine entity, energy, whatever you want to call it. And now I just refer to it as the teacher because I don't know what it really is.
Well, a lot of practices, and I'm not referring to what most people would call Wicca, of people just farting on cactuses and dancing around to the Moonflower song.
Why aren't we doing that?
But the proper Gerald Gardening Wicca, or the Big Blue Book of Wicca, technically speaking, it's the female job to teach the male and the male's job to teach the females in order to create a level of balance. It's the masculine people teaching the feminine and the feminine teaching the masculine.
Right, and that matches up with the anima and the animus from Carl Jung as well. Well, overall, the same concept.
Well, I don't think Carl Jung was making up most of his stuff.
That's the difference. Yeah, he was experiencing a lot of it. If you look into the Red Book, for example, you can tell that he was doing some occult practice himself.
Actually, what's your views on Gerald Gardner's practice being mostly on ceremonial magic and a mixture of folk traditions with with a large contribution from Aleister Crowley? What's your thoughts on it?
You talking about Wicca?
Yeah.
That's a dangerous pit to step into. So I think, if I'm gonna be honest, that a lot of it is for show. Like there's a lot of pageantry involved in it. But that doesn't mean you can't get some results out of it. I mean, a lot of ceremonial magic is pageantry.
I do think that a lot of Wicca is for show because it is based off of ceremonial magic. Right. But I also like to draw the distinction between traditional Wicca and
witchcraft.
Aesthetic Wicca.
Aesthetic Wicca. Well, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Well, there's a difference also between them and traditional witchcraft as well.
When people are getting witchy boxes and going on about witchy halls, it's like they don't lose all credibility with me, but they have like a lot of stepping stones to make back up.
See, now you're finding why I kind of tried to tiptoe around this question.
Hey, it needs.
Let me try to keep it down to specifics, and I was like, let me not think about TikTok in general.
A lot of young practitioners, specifically in witchcraft and that, are all doing it as a form of fucking cosplay and or worse, make-believe fairy tales that they're thinking if they pretend it's real enough, they're going to come up with some sort of bullshit that other people are going to pretend that they believe too.
I mean, that's how all of society works, right?
I mean, it's what I love about TikTok.
I feel like you just describe societies, though. You come up with bullshit. If enough other people like it and agree with it, then it becomes the rules. I
just explained religion and all of witchcraft.
Yes, exactly.
Except some of the bullshit isn't bullshit, but you don't know what's what.
Yep, that's the trick. I agree with you on that one, Milton.
If we mix enough truth into the bullshit, you'll believe the bullshit too.
I don't agree with your anti-gay rhetoric, but I do agree with this one.
my real view on people that are gay is I honestly don't care.
That's a better view.
It's like
Not to be
same view
judgmental,
on
but that's a
people,
better
no matter
view in
what
my book.
sexuality is I don't care. Shut up about it. I honestly don't care. I'm not hitting on you, so why are you bringing it up? Why are you letting that define you as a person? Do you not have a personality? God damn it.
Trying to remember what we were talking about before. I've lost the topic now.
We were talking about I used Wicked to bring up witchcraft, and then I used that to bring up TikTok. So
so cursing the moon, baby. Oh, cursing that moon every night. Yeah.
I blew their minds when they decided, oh, let's curse the moon.
Yeah, Zulok, it's the sort of thing you would do.
No. No. That's retarded.
Are you saying Zulok's a baby witch?
Baby, cursing the moon every night.
Do it if you do it first, good luck.
Look, you
What'd you
have
say?
serious practitioners and then people that start out calling themselves baby witches.
You don't understand. They were trying to stop it from being a Pac-Man machine.
Well, it's funny how when you go into the ballot about it, you're defending that you're saying that they were trying to stop people from cursing the moon, and we should all love them, respect them for it, and then it goes back to you cursing
the moon. Yes, exactly.
It's like the ballot was the opposite to what the song was saying.
So there's a lot of music that's like that in the industry too, where you'll have somebody sings one part and somebody sings the other, and if you listen carefully, you're like, these guys are on the opposite ends of this conversation. Like one is singing it ironically and the other's not.
Yeah. You're like, man, really jam into this song, and like the undertones, and they're like, I want to kill myself, and you're like,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, when people start singing songs about suicide, I know that they're not going to commit suicide.
Hey, Joe. It's using the law of polarity and some other hermetic laws to
I like
a
it.
specific effect on the individual's mind.
That's right, Milton. So when my chorus is different from the rest of the music, it's because of polarity. Thank you, Zulok.
Polarity. Are you talking about the are you talking about the Semitic ceremonial practices of the pillars of mercy and severity leading into the pillar of life? In other words, the penetrative force, the creative force, and leading into the life force that was brought up by a mad Jewish prophet?
No, what I'm doing is I'm taking that exact thing you're talking about and then misappropriating it to instead make it seem like it makes sense what I'm talking about. I believe Freighter Xavier has used it in this way before.
Yes, and then he tries to get on board with the Jedi was based off Star Wars.
Yes,
Star Trek
right.
was based off of it, when quite frankly it was based off of I think it was Eastern philosophy, Japanese or Chinese, one or the other.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and it's like
he tries to use it to explain things like political uprisings and things, and it's like that's not really what it's talking about. But that's the way I'm using it here, so whatever.
Yeah, when you get into magical practices, it's funny how there is basically a uniform set of laws across almost all cultures, if not all cultures in the world. I've not found a contradiction yet of the basic same set of principles.
Yes, I would agree with that.
And then through that, there's different teaching tools like the pillars and the sephirots and what are those things you go on a lot about, Zulok?
The yin and the yang?
No. He goes on about
the clip off.
The clip off.
Yeah, and the tree of life and blah blah blah.
The Kabbalah.
And then chakras and blah 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 blah.
Well, that's what you were thinking of, chakras. All right.
Chakras or chakras? Because we can get back into the nine-tailed fox if you want.
Who said that? Hey, she can turn into a sexy lady, but she can't hide her tails. I've seen anime. It's based off this thing called folklore.
Yep.
That is it's kind of in some ways promoting and in some ways kind of polluting Japanese culture.
Yeah, but isn't that kind of pop culture in general works that way?
Yeah, pop culture in general is a very toxic force, to be honest.
What's it actually based off of? I forget the name of those entities.
Are they called Ketsune? I might have that wrong.
I think
That might
they're
need a
called
Google search.
and they're based off of the kami.
Yeah, they're a kind of kami.
Yeah, they're a type of kami or witch.
I think they're called Ketsu, if I remember correctly.
I think so.
Trying to do a quick Google search and see.
I know it starts with a K.
Uh-huh.
It sounds.
You start with a K. Are you referring to Japanese spirits in general? Because they're normally called kami.
Oh, that's kami, yeah.
Yeah.
But the fox-specific fox spirits. Kitsune. I was close. Kitsune.
Yeah, Kotsu.
I don't know how you actually pronounce it. I pronounced it very American.
I was just deliberately mispronouncing it to be a prick because I wasn't going to pronounce it right.
I was like, it's the Kitsune, and then I would like to go order some fajitas.
and some sashi.
Not to be confused with Vegeta from Dragon Ball.
Vegeta. I reckon Vegeta and Goku should just fucking get it over with.
I agree. I would watch that anime.
I wouldn't.
I think we established this earlier, Milton.
I don't want to watch any anime whereas two anybody's have sex and destroy planets.
Then you don't want to watch Legend of the Overfiend.
I was gonna say, isn't that all anime?
Not planet destroying.
I don't know. Did I don't have that? I know I had destruction of planets, but
I don't think in Dragon Ball they actually smashed.
Well, then how did Goku have his son?
Oh, that's true. And then what about Trunks? Yeah, you got a good point there, Milton.
They just didn't do it on camera.
They didn't do it in Super Saiyan form either because their wives are still alive.
Well, how do you know their wives didn't go Super Saiyan as well just for the sex moves?
Because it's an anime from like the 80s. It was very what do we call it? Male dominated. Let's just put that. That's the way I'm gonna say it.
Technically, everybody in that series could learn to go Super Saiyan.
Is that true? I don't know if I watched it far enough.
I don't know if that's Dragon Ball or the other Dragon Ball that was inspired off it, but it isn't technically canon.
Yeah, it might be it might be that GT or whatever because I never watched GT, but I know it was just the Saiyans and the half Saiyans and stuff in the other one. See, now we're talking about anime.
I think we've covered everything.
We've covered the whole gamut.
What do you guys
Except we
think
haven't talked about the Pac-Man. We have not talked about the Pac-Man moon.
We talk about it, it will grow.
It will drink.
Yeah, I have a question. How much wood could a Pac-Man moon chuck if a Pac-Man moon could chuck wood?
All of it, my friend.
Could chuck wood, my friend.
Yes.
I'll buy it. I'll buy it.
The wood he would chuck would be made out of rocks and be called meteorites.
Here's my question for you, Milton, before you end the recording.
Wait, no,
How many lizard people live in the center of the earth?
Oh, just one. His name is Zulok.
I wasn't expecting that answer somehow.
I've met all the lizard people on Earth. His name is Zulok. There's a video of himself turning into a lizard wizard.
No, there isn't. No, there isn't.
Deep down into the earth sits the lizard.
Yes.
The Lizard Wizard. I feel like I might have a new song to write.
Right?
So,
Oh,
Joe,
if you
What?
write a song about a lizard wizard, I'm going to play that every time I meet Zulok.
Okay, I won't torture you, Zulog.
Joe, what else did you see in the fractal that you didn't mention and that you didn't mention in the video?
What else did I see in the fractal?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is describable.
So, well, what I meant was that it's so, I don't know how to explain this exactly. It's sort of like what Milton said, where after a while I got the impression that I was just seeing a smaller version of a smaller version of a smaller version of, the same pattern repeating. But the pattern itself initially it felt like it wasn't in 3 dimensions. Like I couldn't quite grasp what I was even looking at. It felt like it was flowing in and out of the space, sort of like moving. But then at some point I just got the feeling like, oh, it's a pattern, and then I started noticing the recurring pattern somehow. But that's the problem, is like, how do you explain being able to suddenly perceive that? I don't
It's
know.
not
Magic, my friend.
Magic, yes, magic. And then somehow there was also like a black hole at the center of it. And I don't mean like a scientific black hole. I just mean like a dark sphere.
Was
Yeah,
there as well?
What's
if you
that?
stare into the liquid that is the dark sphere and really stare at it,
Mhm.
that I don't recommend it, but that would be interesting.
See what stares back.
Just don't jump in.
Yeah,
Was
I
there
don't
a
know. I
cube?
just. Oh, go ahead.
Was there a cube as well, or just a sphere?
Just a spear for me.
Because I have a
I've heard a bunch of conspiracy theories related to a black cube, but that's not what I saw.
Zulok
I
would
have
believe all of them.
no, I wouldn't. I have a friend who saw something similar,
Hmm.
and I don't know when, but he'd like to talk to you about it. But basically,
Yeah, sure.
he just has everything and nothing. Obviously, he can tell you more detail, but
Yeah.
that's what
Hey,
he saw.
we can invite your friend into the group if he wants to go online, if you send him a message.
I don't know if he's out of work.
Well,
No,
I
this
will
is
tell
probably
you
going to
this.
go
So
on
when
for
I
another 3 or 4 hours, or until Joseph gets bored, and it's probably just going to be us.
yeah. Well, I'm probably gonna go eat dinner in a little bit. It's a different time for me than you.
Do you
But
curse the moon after dinner?
But I did have so the feeling I had when I was gazing upon it. First of all, it kind of felt like maddening, like it was driving me nuts. But it also had this feeling of both dread and kind of joy at the same time. I don't know how to explain it other than that. It's like I was terrified of it, but also extremely intrigued by it, drawn into it, and somehow put at ease by it. So that
Interesting.
was that was the experience. It was definitely something where afterward I was like, well, that was a hell of a thing.
Next time, jump in and see what happens.
Into the center of it?
Yeah, just dive into
Sure,
it.
why not? What's the worst thing that could happen to my psyche?
It might break, but I mean, you got other psyches, don't you?
Yeah, we just met some of them.
Yes, my friend.
I don't know if I go insane if I start trying to curse to the moon.
Baby.
I'm out cursing that moon every night.
Imagine
my-
someone enough to
It's on
curse
my
the flag.
playlist for meditation, by the way. Now,
You put my Cursing the Moon song on your meditation playlist?
yeah.
He was playing it yesterday.
Man, I can
That's
play
awesome.
it right now. Actually, hang on. Do I got your permission to play your song on the thing?
I mean, yeah, why not?
I was going to call it a crab.
Well, the way that I like to hear my music is secondhand through a speaker, through someone else's computer, over a long distance connection, because that's how I think it's best heard.
For a phone, for a speaker, for a phone,
Yes, right, yeah.
for a tablet, over a long distance, and through your thing.
Yes, absolutely. That's my favorite.
Cursing the moon. Here we go. It's just loading.
Cursing the moon, baby. I'm out cursing that moon every night. Cursing the moon, cursing the sun, and cursing the faith too. Cause I'm cursing the moon.
Right, yeah.
Baby, I'm
Hey, it's not done yet.
Yeah,
Well,
Milton put that on 10 or 15 minutes yesterday and was driving me insane. It's a good
It's
song, but
every night.
I
It's
played
also
it
every
through
night.
once. I just
isn't
played the
just-
whole song through once.
So a point to your point earlier, the person singing the chorus, which is me, doesn't just claim to be cursing the moon like the story of the song, which is about the one time a bunch of people tried to curse the moon. They claim to be cursing that moon every night.
And every day.
Yes.
Isn't it?
what's your
So-
favorite divination method?
My gut,
Oh, it's a good one.
my own intuition. That's what I use mostly.
Oh, I was going to ask you, what kind of knife do you use to look at your guts?
I pull the innards out and then I toss them into a ball.
Yeah,
That's the type of thing I would dream, though. By the way, my dreams are like super weird and gross. I kind of love them.
I can't
Well,
be.
you haven't been into my head yet, have you?
Well, you just told me you're not into that.
What? Gutting myself. I've
No,
done worse.
don't worry about it, Milton.
That's not what he's referring to, Milton. Maybe understand.
What could he be referring to, Zulok?
Maybe you'll understand when you're older.
Yeah, exactly. We'll have the
Seems
talk
the
when you're
virgin.
older, Milton. Oh man.
But you would
so-
like my dreams, Joseph. I mean, my dreams can be
Oh, I
really
probably
good.
would. Especially if I could be in them and like walking around and seeing them, that'd be awesome.
Hey, I don't swing that way.
I need this. Now he gets it.
I get what? Baby, cursing the moon every night.
Every night and every day. All night long, cursing that moon.
Hey, Milton,
No.
the entity that showed up yesterday, is there anything you can learn from it or no?
Zulok, you should not pry into what you are not ready for.
Is that what he can learn from the entity? Because that's a pretty good quote.
Zulok, you should not pry into what you are not ready for, young Padawan.
Ooh.
I don't like you saying that, but I get why you were saying it after meeting it.
There are some knowledges that you are not meant for.
Madness. My dearest friend.
There are some things that are not meant for the eyes and knowing of man. But
Like
yet-
the Pac-Man moon.
Yeah, you were referencing the story about Odin, how he, in interpretation, instead of losing his sight, he lost his mind.
Not exactly. He gave his eye to look into the well, and he saw too much wisdom.
I did not get on this call with a bunch of different practicing occultists in order to talk about actual occult stuff.
It's actually very rare that we get questions and things anymore. It's like the Illuminati, which you can come through me on Skype under Milton Knowles, MILTON space KNOWLES.
Isn't this going to be posted on your channel?
Ask any question you wish.
Isn't this going to be posted on your channel? Can't you just tell them to look at how it's spelled below? Like your channel is Milton Knowles, the Insane Witch King, right?
Yeah, but what if you guys want to put this on your channel?
Oh, yeah, I get it. All right. My apologies.
By the way, you're going to have to manually promote your channels because I have no idea how to put links.
Oh no, I just said the name of it, and if people are too lazy to search it, then I don't want them on there anyway.
Yeah. And don't look for Zulok's channel.
Hey,
But you just gave him a shout out, so that'll actually make people go look for it.
Yeah, it's only about crazy left hand path and then middle path and
Path is
time
not.
and all the other crazy stuff.
You're just trying to get a bunch of keywords now, so people will go look them up.
Yeah.
Left hand path, succubus, incubus.
I haven't.
Hey, we're not shouting at anybody from Become a Living God here.
Godlike power.
As you feel your energy grow into the final gateway, you can feel a great release in the final gateway.
Oh yeah,
Energy
I
come
feel the
forth,
release.
and your body relaxed into it.
You'll be filled with demons.
Oh, I love the Yoko Eating's channel, but I can see why I was blocked.
You're blocked permanently, or just can you not comment?
I can't comment, but I can still watch it. It's like I do watch him every now and again. I mean, or else I wouldn't find interesting people like you, Ziggity Zulok.
Was that where you guys met?
I think
Yeah.
that's where I first saw his channel, and then I clicked on him in the comments section, which you can't do anymore. And then I came across his channel, and it was like, oh, this guy's absolutely nuts. I have to invite him to the group. And then I did, and it was just fucking interesting from there.
Yeah, there you go. That's how we all got invited, though, right?
No, actually, I invited you because I was actually interested in what you had to say and very respectful of your knowledge.
Well, I appreciate you lying for me, Milton.
And I didn't actually expect you. I didn't actually expect you to show up, and I was actually impressed when you did.
Well, I'm surprised that we've had some actual information in this conversation, and it wasn't just about the human centipede the whole time.
Oh,
Actually, that witch that did the Cursing the Moon video on TikTok originally, it's like she's still being mentioned. Well, she or he is still being face it, they're all 13-year-old girls on TikTok. But anyway, they're still being mentioned to that day, and it actually would have been a good way for them to siphon off power and energy, and it might have been a trolling act in order to do so.
Trolls, you're talking about the Fae again?
Yes. Actually, troll actually can refer to magical practitioner, and has been done so in the past in some of its earliest forms. So,
The same with Fae, right?
Trolls.
It's the same with the word Fae, isn't it?
Fae was more akin to ancestral spirits. However, it can be used as a replacement term for troll and magical practitioner.
Okay.
It gets really annoying reading editors and shit because of that.
What do you think of Otherkin, Milton?
What's that?
What do you think of Otherkin?
What is otherkin?
Oh,
Are those people that dress up as dogs all day and people think that they're going to do bestiality?
no, that's furries.
It has to do with vampirism, but not really.
Oh, vampires. I'm going to suck your blood. I glitter in the sun. My name's Edwin.
Team Jacob.
I'm sparkly. Sparkle, sparkle.
Sparkle Pyre.
Blah, blah. I can't make my own energy, so I parasite off others. I need it to stay alive.
Somebody made you watch those horrible movies, didn't they, Milton?
No, actually, to be honest, Twilight isn't good, but it isn't bad.
All right.
There, I said it. It isn't good, but it isn't bad.
That's still a better review than I would have given it.
Hey, when it's free on television and you have 3 channels, it's watchable.
Maybe it gets better later. I watched the first one, and that was about it. And then they were like, "You want to watch the second one?" I was like, "No." Okay.
I watched it because the other 2 choices was infomercial, and this was before I had interweb.
Ah. You were like, "I'm watching something."
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. You can only watch the magic bullet however many times.
Milton, how is it that entities can attack you in your dreams and you can still feel it months later to a certain extent?
Well, here's the thing. Spirits can attack you in your dreams and leave injuries as well. The injuries will often be more a pain or a bruise, but you can also get creatures attacking you in your dreams, and they can also attack your body at the same time. They're more likely to leave scars. And entities can be a mixture of the both. So which one are you specifically referring to?
I don't know what it is, but in the dream, it looked like some angry farmer or some angry guy with a shotgun. He shot me in my left arm.
That was Milton.
Yeah, that was me.
That was me.
That was me, and I used razor shot. Ha ha!
Oh, that explains it.
Yeah, people that know what razor shot is, it's like they're probably just sitting there face palm and going, "That's a waste of meat."
Mhm.
It's worse than a hollow point. Now, hollow points aren't actually that bad. They're actually a good way to preserve meat.
Well, it depends on what you're using them for. If you're using them in a military setting, that's pretty bad.
Well, it actually depends what you're shooting. Some of them, they
Birds.
burst and it's fractal, but it's say if you're hitting a hare or something for low caliber, they just mushroom out, and it stops there being such a bad exit hole sometimes.
Birds and squirrels.
Also, if you have the little plastic tipped ones, it can go straight. Little plastic tipped ones, if you're shooting it into a smaller animal, it actually will go straight through. As with a copper jacket might have some arguments, but yeah. Even though a copper jacket is designed to go straight through, it's still a good way. What was that, Ethan?
And cook the food while you shoot it.
Well, when I shoot something, I'm more after the skins.
Oh, yeah, you can't cook those.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like if you preserve the skin, you're going to preserve the meat. And you get to eat for, 2 or 3 weeks of year to year?
So flamethrower is out, is what you're telling me. Because you're just going to burn off all of that fur.
Not necessarily, but that is a fucking cruel way to kill something.
But then it's cooked. You've cooked your food at the same time.
It's a war crime to do it on any living creature, and that's actually including plants. So there, proper licensing.
Well, that makes sense because plants have feelings too, right?
No, it's just a case of people with their skin melted off in war environments kind of made. Well, the pictures kind of even made the politicians that happily send men off to war to die in the worst possible ways go, maybe not.
That's my question for all the vegetarians out there. How dare you? How dare you?
Yeah.
Those are living things.
Plant abortions.
It doesn't make it. No, that doesn't make any sense. And I was vegetarian for 1.5 years, by the way.
And then you realized you were eating living creatures.
Yeah.
No. I just couldn't have much food because at college I just couldn't get that much food. But at home I could have all the food I wanted.
But you went for the more expensive option of vegetarian.
Right.
It's not necessarily more expensive. You need to do some research into it.
I can't afford to eat food, so I'm going to get expensive tofu.
Potato chips are technically vegetarian.
Yes. Not the way I cook them.
You cook them in bacon grease?
Certain meats like ham and bacon, they make me sick. But pork and... I don't get how pork doesn't make me sick, but ham and bacon do. It doesn't make any sense.
Some people are sensitive to preserved meats because some preserved meats have sulfites and saltpeter in them. And before people go, well, it's bad, I don't understand what I'm talking about. It's been used for over 5,000 years in food, saltpeter and certain sulfites. So go shove a cork in your nose and shut up.
You can tell when you eat bacon because it's got such a saltier taste to it.
It's like MSG is normally made. Well, it can be made out of fermented sugar cane, but it's made out of fermented sugar, and has been eaten for a very long time. And all it is fermented sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
It's
another meat I
completely
don't
harmless.
bologna. I don't like that. Yeah.
You are baloney. That's all you speak of is baloney.
I knew you were gonna say something like that.
I've never had a chance to eat panda meat, and I fear I never will.
Hey,
What the hell? Have you had
Oh,
alligator?
that was not what we're talking about?
hey, they actually found out the problem with breeding pandas in captivity thanks to COVID-19. You know, the disease that's only caused positives. They found out why pandas aren't breeding. They don't like being looked at when they're fucking.
Wow, that's too bad because I'm going to watch them.
And it's like they're like human beings and dogs and things. They prefer not to be watched by audiences of thousands of people in order for a very greedy government to make money.
So you're saying they're the opposite of me.
Yeah, opposite of you.
Have you ever had alligator? Alligator is good. People say it tastes like chicken, but it does not.
It's got a different texture, definitely. I've had fried alligator, but I've never had any other way.
I don't remember how I had it, but I had it when I was like 12.
Do you know my favorite meal?
No, I was a bit older. I think I was 14. Yeah, I was 14.
Milton, did you just ask if I knew your friend Neil deGrasse Tyson? Is that what you said?
No, I said, do you know my favorite food? Chicken sushi. I wonder if
Neil deGrasse Tyson, his friend.
Yeah, Milton and Neil are like this. You can't
Who's
see my
Neil
I'm
deGrasse Tyson?
That's the last straw.
Who's Neil deGrasse Tyson?
He's
Honestly,
Ethan's favorite.
I honestly don't know who he is. Oh, is he that?
You don't
Is he
know
that?
Neil
Astrophysicist.
Yeah,
From Attack on
he's pretty cool. He runs kids shows on the History Channel,
Yeah, you got it.
He does more than that, but yeah.
and then he talks about made up space stuff.
It's not necessarily made up. It works for the current
They call
understanding
it
of.
theoretical physics for a reason, because it's made up based off of mathematical calculations. There is equal opportunity for it to be true and false.
I've never seen him speak of the Pac-Man moon.
And they call it astrophysics. So.
Oh, you know he's a shill.
Theoretical physics like black holes, which I distinctly remember watching him talk about, have not been proven and cannot be proven. And black matter has not been proven of yet.
Dark matter.
All I know
and
is when you started
black holes.
the fucking mysticism, I was like, get out of here, buddy. Get out of here, buddy.
Why hasn't he talked about the Pac-Man moon?
It's like,
the hell?
quite frankly, I don't accept anything in science unless it can be quantified and measured. As what science is a means of finding a way to quantify and measure. That's why you cannot scientifically prove anything that is non-replicatable, because they cannot quantify how to make it and they cannot measure it as a result.
Someone got triggered.
That's right. I knew it would bother him.
Well, I'm just saying, why do people keep saying that things that are science aren't science? It's like me saying, oh, God's the greatest scientist ever to be. Science.
He would have to be by the very nature of his lore.
Yes, 1 + 1 proves God. Sees God exists.
You can't disprove that.
Yes.
I don't even know what side of this argument I'm on. I'm just having fun.
Have you actually looked at the 32 page document that proves 1 + 1 = 2?
I mean, I don't need to look at a document to prove
Yeah,
that.
there's proof that's that big. I've heard about it from well, my geometry teacher. I hate geometry, but my geometry teacher in 10th grade.
Yeah, it's like
they were like, "Tell me how you do your work." I was like, "I don't know." I asked
Imagine if they proved that it equals slightly less than 2. That just destroy all mathematics.
Yeah, my geometry teacher had to prove that a point was a point. She said it was like a 10-page fucking bullshit thing. I'm
Well, that was
paraphrasing.
actually
Well,
a
yeah,
rather simple piece of maths.
Technically, it's not a
math
point.
relies on assuming that one is one,
Right.
because you can't
Yeah.
actually prove that anything is anything mathematically without first taking some assumptions like one is one and
Actually,
So-
You basically need the
Actually,
same
you have to
inputs
prove
as a
that-
computer.
you
You
have
need
to
a
prove
1 and a
that
0.
It's nothing, and 0 is 0, and then 1 is 1.
Yes, absolutely. It's the same. It's just how it's the same way binary works. You just need ones and zeros, and you can do everything. But
Alright, then how do
without initially accepting the 1 and the 0, it won't work at all.
Alright, then how do quantum computers work?
Oh, I don't understand that.
they
So,
don't. It's
I
a
work in
how
IT,
about-
and I don't know.
How about you explain to us how a quantum computer works, Zulok?
Well, in its most simplest terms, a quantum computer, it doesn't register as the code as 0 or 1. It registers them both at the same time, which can drastically speed up the amount of problems and decryption and really everything it can do at once. I don't imagine it would be great for gaming though. Not at this
Well,
stage, at least.
Well, the programming of ones and zeros, Zulok, is input and output. So you're basing it off an input and output system, when it's a system that can base itself off input and output, and then it can actually also base itself off of predetermined outcomes, etc. It's a system that doesn't follow the normal rules of computing, and hence can't actually be used for computing, because rather than here and there, which is the only concepts that a computer can have, it has here, there, elsewhere, possibly, might happen, has happened, will happen, in the future, in the past, and everywhere in between.
I think if I understand it correctly, and I probably don't, the best thing that they've been able to use it for is predictive modeling.
It took them a long time to actually compute binary into the one they did make, because the problem was
it doesn't work on it.
all the binary code at once and neutralizing all the binary code.
Yeah, exactly.
It's actually it's almost completely fucking useless with our current technology.
But
They've-
if you can harness the power of entanglement, then you can teleport across the planet, my friend.
But theoretically, a quantum computer can actually have a program in it before you download it.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird to think about.
I mean, it's
But
the
at
same
some point
idea
in
that they
history,
say
you
when they
have to
talk
download
about. It's the same as the old saying about putting, 1,000 monkeys with typewriters for 1,000 years, and one of them will write a novel.
Yeah. But it's like, are they writing a novel, or are they just hitting the keys randomly and we're perceiving it as a novel?
Right. Yep.
It's like, if you have an infinite amount of monkeys hitting on an infinite amount of typewriters, and eventually you're going to get the entire works of Shakespeare. You're also going to get the memoir of my life before I even live it.
Right. Yep. Exactly.
Well, all right,
the
this
real
brings an
question here is
interesting
where do
question.
you get infinite monkeys?
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, you just go to Brazil. Is that where macaques are from? They're the only kind of monkeys I want to deal with. They have little fuzzy faces, and they're so cute. What I really want to do is give an infinite amount of lemurs an infinite amount of typewriters, specifically ringtail lemurs.
Mm.
I feel like they chucked the typewriter at you.
Oh,
It's
on.
threatening me, are you? You know
I'm
what
not
happened
threatening.
last time you threatened me? Are you threatening
Hey.
my life again, Zulok?
He's gonna
I
get
didn't
permabanned.
I just got angry at you. There's a difference.
He's gonna get permabanned. I can't believe you raised your voice.
Last time you threatened my life, Zulok, I made you regret it.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, with psychological tricks. Fuck you.
It was psychological torture, not just tricks.
That's not psychological torture.
Like you were literally begging for me to stop something that wasn't happening.
I've seen entities like skinwalkers before in dreams, so I don't want to hear it. I don't want those showing up in my room.
Well, then stop threatening me, Zulok. One day I'll do it for real.
No, you won't.
I had a dream where my wallet was flying, like it flapped the two sides of it and it would like fly, and it could talk. It would like have a credit card tongue and it would be just talk to me, and it was trying to tell me where to go and what to buy. So
Did you take note of what it wanted you to buy and buy it all the next day?
no, this was before I was doing any dream recording, but I remember that dream because it was wild. There was also a lot of food in it, so I think it just wanted me to eat because I was probably hungry.
Oh, I hate those dreams. You're like 6 hours while you're sleeping, and you wake up and you're like, "Oh my god, I'm so thirsty."
Yeah, exactly.
Or when you're on some spiritual plane that's like kind of like a dream plane, you drink or eat something, and you're like 10 times thirstier or hungrier because of it.
That's
At
why you're
least
not
you're
allowed
not-
to eat anything in Hades. You get stuck
I
there.
never said we were going to Hades.
I'm just saying, be careful eating those dreams.
If you're there.
If you're there, just pass by the buffet.
It's mostly it's mostly severed human heads anyway.
But that's what I was looking for.
I know,
Yeah.
my favorite.
All right, now I thought about something. Do you think I've been thinking about this for a while, but I personally think that spirituality, quantum
you think
physics, is
Zulok-
proving many things in spirituality / occultism. What are your opinions?
I'm not supposed to disclose secrets that people haven't realized yet.
That's an awesome answer.
Classic magician. Get the fuck out of here.
I like it.
No,
fucking
if
bullshit.
this
Like
is-
Michael.
Okay, here's my answer. All the answers you need come from within.
Well,
get
isn't
that.
that how I talked you into rejoining the occult?
Yes.
I
No,
think
that's
your own
just-
advice.
That's all it took. That's all it takes for me.
Oh.
Like, you're brilliant.
Milton, where do you think we come from? Like people as species, not humans.
Well, about 13 billion years ago, expansion, but wait. First began the isotopes.
Yeah, but if you
They
can't
may be
create
giants.
something from nothing, according to science, how do we
Oh.
even exist?
I believe in a mixture of evolution alongside of random occurrence. Now, the random occurrence I reckon comes from a place that some people would call the spirit realms, and it comes from creatures that have evolved there, coming into this realm in a physical manifestation, as they are physical in their realm. So yeah.
That's how we got our
So then
DNA.
where do those come
Amplification.
from?
Well, as I said, they come from imagine it like a Earth beside Earth, and they come from a evolutionary chain amongst it. And I believe there is a swap over of creatures at certain points.
Well, yeah, but like, where's the first thing come from? There's a singular point that has everything within it, but where does that come from?
Well, that's the theory of the Big Bang. Now, the Big Bang isn't actually the singular point that went bang. They actually believe it was a collision between two entire universes.
I was looking at it more from the spiritual perspective, but that's an
And-
interesting perspective as well.
And I would give that a action and reaction of the inevitability of something must come out of nothing, given an infinite amount of time and an infinite amount of space. Even if time, as we perceive it, did not exist yet it must have been around for a period of time, and eventually something must happen, and nothing if infinity exists.
I actually have heard that recently they've been able to scientifically show that things do come and leave into nothing, but I didn't see the actual studies on it. So
Well,
Oh, yeah.
that's what they do in quantum states. They go in and out of existence.
Well, I actually don't believe energy cannot be energy, as in the energy that makes matter. I don't believe that well, I don't believe it's as permanent as people say, where it can't be unmade. It must be, if it can be made, it must be able to be unmade. It must be able to dissipate in some manner.
That's because it gets eaten by the Pac-Man moon.
In other words, all things that exist must be able to be made unexistent.
hot
It has
singles
to do
curse
with the
and
idea
moon
of
near you.
That's right.
What's
It
that?
has to
Don't
do
go
with
into the moon, my friend.
It's like technically, if space is infinitely large, the devices you are holding, there must be exact duplicates somewhere in the universe that naturally occurred from the base elements, including the names. Because if space is infinite, all things that are possible must happen.
I don't believe in infinity.
yes, but what was I
Infinity
going?
is the best answer for universal existence at the moment that people have been able to conceive. But as we don't know what created the universe, for all I know, it could have been a chipmunk hitting a coconut against a brick wall, going, "What's this?" And all of a sudden, the coconut exploded, being the most volatile force in the universe prior, and voila!
Oh, that brings up an interesting point. Is that entropy is something that cannot ever go down. It always goes up.
They say
What is
Wilhelm Reich actually disproved entropy.
who did and when?
Wilhelm Reich, the orgone guy.
Oh, speaking of Oregon, like, do you think it actually does much, or do you think it's placebo?
What
Well,
do you think?
Zulok, a placebo effect is the actual effect of a psychological belief in taking, per se, for instance, a medicine that does actually cure the symptom. So, are you talking? So, a placebo
Along
effect is actually receiving a cure that only works because your mind says that it works, even though it doesn't cure you for any other reason. It's been scientifically proven, however, it's not very well understood. But in some instances, it seems to be a series of responses with chemicals within your own system.
Sorry, wrong word. I meant to say not placebo. Thought form. I don't know why I
Form.
said placebo. You think it's just a thought form that actually does some of the benefits of created thought form by people?
It appeal to authority fallacy in your body.
How is that supposed to mean?
When you see something that you perceive as authoritative, you're more likely to believe it and just have it work just based on that belief.
It's why
Okay.
you believe everything I say, Zulok.
I don't believe everything you say. That's
Only
stupid.
99% of
I
it.
don't believe everything anyone says.
If you don't believe everything Milton says, then you're a fool.
Zulok, I bet you I could convince you to masturbate into your own bathroom mirror, staring into your eyes to see your spirit animal, because I would find it funny.
Haven't we all tried that before?
Yeah,
It's
but you didn't need convincing.
animal every night.
I noticed you guys were not quick to respond on that one.
Well, it's because it's true. I mean, what
Right.
else needs to be said?
So, what are actual methods of seeing your spirit animal, and what are the benefits to doing so?
Well, first you got to find a mirror.
Yeah. Preferably a bathroom mirror in a dimly lit bathroom. And you need to stick your feet up on a counter and stand up on the counter, crouched over, while
And then the
staring
next
at
part,
your
the
eyes.
next part involves some hands-on work.
No, there is a meditation you can do, and well, right now if I do it in the bathroom because I don't have a mirror in my room. No, it's not what you're thinking. It's not what you're thinking. Could you stop and listen?
That timing was
You
perfect.
gaze at yourself in the you.
And you're holding on to a mirror right now. If you're using a phone or something, it's a black mirror. We are all looking into a magic mirror.
We're scrying one
No, I'm
another,
not talking
friend.
about using a magic mirror, though you could use a black mirror as well. I'm talking about using a normal mirror. You just look into your reflection, you gaze into it, and you see
And
parts of your
that's the
shadow.
chronically.
Yeah,
No,
right.
no, bad idea.
Then how are you powering the magic?
No.
Yeah, you got to crank the handle.
Speak. All right, can I speak? You just gaze at yourself in the mirror, and you see parts of your shadow, and it starts changing. And there's eventually a point where the mirror becomes like a portal. Pretty cool. And then you start your perception changes after that. Not
Did
just
you-
If you try to
you
go
read
through the
papers
portal, you
on
end
that?
up bumping
Did
your
you
head
read-
on the mirror.
Did
What
you
was
read that book I sent you, Zulok? Because it sounds like you did.
I've known about that meditation since at least last year.
He's
That
known
one
about
people-
that since he was born, Milton.
So is this the one where you stare in the mirror at your own eyes till you start tripping?
Yeah, but you got to be
Yes.
chronically masturbating.
You also
Oh. No.
is this the one that
I mean,
requires dim to no light when you do
Yes, while you're masturbating.
it?
Well, you can try it with that, see if it's more powerful, but I'm gonna stick to the normal thing.
What, masturbating?
No,
normally.
no,
Being normal.
the
Yeah.
mirror.
All
Look,
natural.
No,
you
the
guys,
one-
you guys have to stop harassing Zulok about his masturbation problems. He can't help it. He's a virgin.
Milton, the one in your book is different. I made sure I didn't say that one.
What one?
It's
The
same
one
basic. Yeah,
in your
the
book.
the one that you
Yeah,
sent
I'll
with.
send you a copy of that, of that, Joseph. Because, yeah, I'd like to hear your opinion as an author.
Okay.
I bet you nobody's ever done that before.
I totally won't steal it and put my name on it.
You can't. It's only 3 pages. I really don't
God
care.
damn it. That's more work than it's worth.
I mean, it's been like a whole week, and I haven't been able to think of anything to add to it.
Yeah, that's what it's like to write.
You said you're putting shadow work into it or something. Or was that a different book?
He's putting in
Hey,
a little
hey.
old-fashioned
I
elbow
haven't
grease.
started the next chapter yet. Why are you talking about my next chapter?
You mentioned it earlier.
I mentioned what now?
You mentioned it earlier.
The next
What?
chapter
It's
is
a
about
terrible
cleaning
movie.
your room.
Yeah, I said it. It is a terrible movie.
The next chapter is about cleaning your room. That's how you get everything done.
Stop telling me to clean my room. I already did, and then it became messy.
Yeah.
That's it.
Hey, Zulok, why haven't you cleaned your room? Why is the
Gotta
why
clean your
you
room.
got a blue blanket on the floor?
You want to
Something that's
take down
crumpled
the
up.
government? I mean,
That's
look at
not
your
a blank.
room.
That would be.
You can't take down the government while you've got a messy room. That's insanity.
Yeah, you got to clean your room up, Zulok.
I already did, and then it became messy again.
Yes, but you got
know,
to
the
clean your
greatest
fucking room.
part of the
I
Black
do.
Moon
I
is that
clean
it
my
keeps your
room
room
once
to
every 3 years.
You think you have the right to eat while you have a messy room? No.
Yeah,
You gotta
it's
wait.
like once every 3 years.
You gotta wait to clean it. You gotta wait till your room is clean to do
Anyways,
anything.
I'm probably going to clean it 2 more times, either today or tomorrow, and then just before I leave for college.
You don't need to clean it 2 times today, just once. Just do
No.
it right.
Once today, 1 time before college.
Oh, but just clean your room properly. Clean your fucking room, Zulok.
Good luck with your book.
Clean your room, Zulok, or else I'm sending your Ethan in there with the belt. Wait till he
Oh.
gets home from work.
That doesn't make any sense.
That's the one where you wrap the belt around your neck and you hang it in the closet, right?
Don't talk about that. I've got a
This
friend.
is how it's a perfect night. Hang on, that one was banned off YouTube.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah,
I got his
actually-
banned. I got his perma banned.
that my dad had to put him in a body bag, so don't joke about that.
Mm.
Ah. Zulok, I wish you were in a body bag.
Jesus.
Then that way I can put you in a big wooden box and ship you to New Zealand. We can hang out.
He can keep you
I don't
forever.
think that's how that works.
But you can put ear holes in a body bag, can't you?
I mean, you can.
They'll just think that I'm getting a dead relative shipped to me.
I mean, it is canvas, so you're gonna have a tough time putting holes in it.
The one
Tough, but not impossible.
one dad had was a plastic coated canvas type thing, but that was a morgue body bag. Because he worked in a
How
morgue.
would you have a body bag?
Because he worked at a
Well,
morgue.
My dad was a
Oh.
morgue technician. He used to cut dead people open.
Oh, okay. You said morgue. Okay, thought you said something else.
It was like in summer he used to sleep on one of the marble slabs because it was cold. And it was way too hot. There was one that wasn't getting used anymore.
Well, I would hope so.
Do you think it's possible to physically reanimate a corpse?
Yes, but I'd need a B6 pencil.
Hmm?
I guess I could do it with an HB pencil, but I need a decent paper.
No, like there's debates.
You
on if
could
it
probably
works.
use a
I don't-
computer to
I-
do it too, Milton. There's a
No,
lot
I
of good
don't- I-
animation programs on the computer.
Yeah, but I'm only good at drawing with pencil. It's like even if I try it with a pen, I'm gonna fuck up.
What about paintbrush?
That's not what I meant.
Painting is really my weak point. It's like for some reason my tremor gets really exacerbated with a paintbrush.
Mhm.
No, I was talking about more
You
the
body
purest
back
form
alive.
of necromancy. You
What
think
was
the
that?
purest-
Do you want to bring it back to life, or do you just want to make it move? Because you can definitely make corpses move.
Yeah, use electrodes.
back to life would require a huge sacrifice.
You could do it with puppet strings.
It's like a Russian man was reanimating dead dogs, and the idea was you put 3 chemicals in the system so the blood wouldn't coagulate, and then you could do that, as long as the body was fresh enough. But when it was done later on by an American fellow with a human being, they didn't fully do it because evidently they stopped doing it when the guy was screaming to be sent back to where he was coming from and shit like that. Yeah,
Isn't that Lovecraft?
That's pretty fucked up.
it was actually released 50 years ago as part of a bunch of secret documents that were released because it was considered a nutty conspiracy, but it turned out that it wasn't. It's like the MK Ultra program. It was nothing like what the conspiracies were, but it's like it was a real program.
Oh yeah, I know all about MK Ultra.
What do you know
probably-
about the Pac-Man
probably
moon?
didn't- So you probably don't, because you probably didn't read the officially released government documents. A lot of it was actually worse than what they were saying it was.
Yeah, I know. I didn't read all of the MK Ultra documents, but I did read quite a bit of them. So yeah.
That's how it's antipsychotics.
Yeah.
It's like you'd have to pay me big money to do jobs like that.
They probably
Did
did get
Did I mention one of the jobs I do every now and then again pays big money? I said
I don't know if you're supposed to talk about that, Milton.
Yeah, I don't.
Shh. What? I'm not supposed to talk about helping people move furniture.
No.
When-
Oh,
when-
No, Milton.
Hey, so I hope this isn't going to offend Zulok. So Ethan,
It
what
will.
did you think about the interrogation against Zulok I gave yesterday?
Oh, jeez.
don't
I'm losing my fucking mind.
just
The
do not fucking mention that.
I'm
Come on.
not directly mentioning what awful things that came up in it. Like you
were
like
talking
walking
about
around
dismembering people.
and tutus. It's like, oh God, why?
What? The hell are you talking about?
I wasn't
talking
there. You
about
got to explain
dismembering-
this to me, Milton.
Zulux,
No.
and he likes walking around in high heels and dresses.
Well, there's nothing
That's
wrong with
definitely
that.
not what it is, but I'm not saying what it is either. My business.
No, but I'm just talking about what techniques are used for it. And what did you think about that, Ethan?
It gives me a headache that your techniques are so successful sometimes.
We were working out deep-rooted shadow issues, which I'm not
Oh,
going
okay.
to.
Got it.
I'm not going to.
I'll put it this
And
way:
they
if I
don't
carried
even know what they are.
half an hour, he would have spilled his guts.
What?
That's
What
how I
about
do all of my
spelling?
divination. We just talked about this.
But I'll give you an example of the kind of thing I was doing, and you can tell me what you think it is, Joseph March. Now,
Okay. It's a truck.
I'm picturing
It's
you.
a cookie. It's a deer.
I have a
Bear.
feeling of you walking down a street with possibly with some young child next to you.
Okay.
That
says more about you than it says about me.
See, you're not gonna fall
That's the
for it.
other thing. That's the other thing they were talking about. You was doing exercises of mentalism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The mentalism only works if you let it work, but a lot of people aren't aware it's happening and they just let it work. So that doesn't mean that you shouldn't let it work, because sometimes it can help you to uncover stuff.
So what do I know about you that I can use as a baseline?
About me?
Mm.
I like pickles. I have a whole video about it.
I
Pickles are
see that you have a passion for music, and perhaps
That's
it's
one way to call
satirical.
it.
Does
Perhaps
this mean
it's what?
anything to you?
Yeah, I don't know how you could have possibly figured that out.
Judging by what your voice was just telling me, you found that comical for a baseline. Could you elaborate on
No.
it?
See, that's the trick.
The trick is you got to get people to talk about themselves, and everybody wants to talk about themselves.
Absolutely, it'll work if I did it. It would work on me too if I went along with it.
It would
It's
work
not
on
hard.
Milton.
If I wasn't on guard that Milton's trying to do it right now, he probably could have just posed it as interview questions and it would have worked perfectly.
Yeah,
I think that was his plan.
no, my plan today was just to let this flow organically.
His plan for next time is to unravel my psyche.
So, Joseph, what's your plans
Probably
for the
not a
future?
great idea.
So, what does the great psycho sorcerer have planned for the future?
The future is now.
No, I'm actually trying to ask genuine interview questions. Okay.
Oh. No, I don't know. I don't have any plans as far as the channel. I'm just kind of winging it at this point.
So basically you're following my channel's format of
Yes.
whatever the fuck you want to do.
Yeah, absolutely. We're pretty much running the same type of show.
So yeah. So I'm just gonna keep recording till nobody wants to talk anymore.
Well, it's weird because right now I'm going through this whole like revitalization of the occult and everything, but I don't have a lot to talk about on that because my old channel covered so much shit that I don't want to go into again. Like I don't want to make that channel again. And then so all I'm talking about is my experiences. But experiences for me, they're not happening every day. So a week might go by and I don't have anything to talk about when it comes to that stuff. And then the other stuff I do is just creative, nonsensical, whatever I feel like. So, eventually that will turn into some project, but it hasn't yet.
I mean, you could. I don't know if you like this idea, but you could do certain types of rituals on camera. Make sure they're already completed when you do them, when you post it, and have some of that be your videos. But I don't know
The
if you
problem,
want.
the problem with that is that YouTube is not gonna. Is basically gonna ban me when I do the first ritual that Milton taught me, where I look into the mirror. They're gonna be, this is inappropriate.
That's not the type of ritual I'm
You
talking
and I both know that's not the first ritual. The first ritual is to go out and find a black stone that stands out.
And masturbate to it.
The what ritual?
The
The
stone
first
masturbation ritual.
The first ritual is to go and out and find a black stone that stands out to you for some reason. The second one is to take the stone home, sit down on the floor, cross-legged preferably, and stare at the stone until you see something. You must let the world fade away into complete blackness around you. The lesson there is for the student to find out. What's that, Ethan?
Oh, say what you said again.
The lesson in with the black stone is purely for the student to know. The student is not to share with the master, and the master is not to share with the student on that one.
Ah,
I used to like a ritual where you stared at a dot.
It's
for 6 months.
essentially the same ritual.
That's what your description reminded me of. I think you get the same insights.
I think
There's
even Frederick Xavier's wanked on about it too. It appears in the movie The Dark Song as well. Although they don't really. Yeah. What's that?
I still gotta that.
You sound like a robot.
No, I still gotta watch that.
A Dark Song. Yeah, I haven't watched it yet either. I've had a couple of people recommend it to me.
Watch party.
There you go.
That would actually be fun to do through Skype or Zoom, a watch party.
Did you stare at the dot for 6 months?
6 months straight without eating or sleeping?
No,
Yeah,
not
That's impossible. Unless you're a
That's
breatharian.
With that attitude.
Trust me, Zulok. I stared at the stone at least once a day, every day for a long time.
Yep. I want to say the dot meditation for me was about 6 months of doing it every day. That was a long while back, though.
I think I'll do that, but with something else. In the book called Black Magic of Oromon, there's some exercises in there that will help out a lot.
Well, the reason why you go out and find the stone is because it's the first magical tool. It will be used for many other things throughout the practice.
Yeah, not a bad idea to have a stone.
Yeah.
I have a.
Plus the going out into nature is a part of it too.
It's like the second one is to go out and find a white stone and then later on you'll need for rubbing magics and things you'll need 2 stones anyway.
I've got a river stone that I like a lot.
And yeah, the idea is the stones are to be as smooth and as round as you can, as round as possible, but they also have to seem significant to the student. There is a bit of mental manipulation in it as well.
What color is your stone, Joseph?
It's kind of a gray color, but it looks whitish to me.
Ah, that's cool.
Yeah, I kind of think it's white. And then I have an onyx orb, but that's not technically something I found in nature.
I mean, if it's good, it's good.
It's good.
I've got black tourmaline and an obsidian thing.
What, you got a black toilet seat?
A black toilet seat?
No.
That's racist.
Yeah, that's racist.
I don't know how to pronounce it. Tourmaline, the fucking crystal.
Tourmaline.
Salmon.
Tourmaline.
Mean?
It's pronounced tortellini and it's delicious.
No, not that. It's delicious.
Wow, how the hell do we actually ever talk about a cult shit?
We don't.
What's your opinion on using a human skull in ritual? I'm not going to yet, obviously.
He hasn't found the right skull yet. That's why he's not going to yet.
Yeah. Start wearing gold metallic tights and wear a t-shirt with a big white star on it and start talking like you're a babbling idiot and run a YouTube channel.
No, I'm being serious.
What if you do the same thing, Milton, but with a goat skull?
Lots of, but more than one goat skull. I mean, even more goat skulls than I have.
How many goat skulls do you have?
I have a totem of them in my bedroom, and that's all you need to know.
No, so we're gonna assume that you have more than.
Oh boy, the cavalry is here.
The occult.
The occult just showed up.
We're recording for YouTube, so no getting rid of people.
Oh, hello.
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 Just so you know, I'm walking, so you'll probably hear traffic behind me.
Hello.
Oh,
Just
I'm
posting this on YouTube.
Not letting me.
Hello.
You got
Have
any
best
messages?
fucking time, Joe?
There we go.
Do you got any messages for my audience?
He's gone.
Oh.
He's gone. He died. He was like, I'm crossing the road, so if you hear any weird sounds, and then he was gone.
I think Ethan kicked him.
Ethan, are you all right?
Yep, I'm doing good.
This is how we end it. I'm next on the chopping block. Oh, geez, he's come back. I was afraid for your life.
I thought you were hit by a bus.
I thought I was hit by a bus. I'm assuming it was Joe who kicked me, because I just yelled at him and then I was gone.
I'm recording this for YouTube. You can't keep kicking people.
Hey, they kicked me first.
I didn't kick you.
I didn't say you kicked me. I said Joe kicked me.
Oh, actually, Ethan did kick me. So
It was just because I like you. That's how I show I like you.
Did you kick me? Did I kick the wrong person?
Yeah.
You can't kick people because that will fuck the interview, so don't.
Okay.
You know, you better stop the recording before he kicks you and then none of it gets recorded.
Actually, yeah. This is it.
I'm not going to kick you.
All right, seriously,
he does
don't. 2 hours worth of recording if you do, and I'll forever hate you.
Someone invite Joe back. I feel bad now.
I'm here.
Oh, why did I not see you?
Because I
Sorry,
stuck in
Joe. I thought you were the one who kicked me.
No.
How did I not know you were here? I'm dumb.
Milton's playing with fire. He's letting the recording roll.
what the hell is this shit? Oh.
I like playing with fire.
Well, it's funny because he kicked me like on the right time too, because I got to go eat.
Hey.
All right, well,
I was actually about to be like, all right, I got to go, and then Damon joined, and I was like, shit, I can't leave. The instant he shows up, he's gonna take it personal.
I'm not gonna stay all that long. I'm just walking home. Then I'm gonna do it.
Okay, anybody got anything to say to my audience before we leave?
Subscribe to Power of the Occult. It's a much better channel than this. Link in the description.
Subscribe to Power of the Occult.
I love it.
And please, for the love of
All right,
God, don't let Joe get more subs than me.
I got something to say too. Subscribe to Power of the Occult.
Yes.
Yes, subscribe to Power of the Occult, everybody.
Subscribe to Power of the Occult and Joseph March, assuming Joseph March doesn't have more subscribers than Power of the Occult.
Yeah, make sure that Power of the Occult's number of subscribers stays higher than mine. Otherwise, it's not fair to him.
Exactly. I get
Hold on,
jealous when
fair.
people have more subscribers than me.
Be nice to people and don't call yourself Psycho Sorcerer. Peace out,
Oh,
G.
dude, I forgot to call myself Psycho Sorcerer on my last video.
Oh.
We have a whole plan.
Yeah, I'll do it. I filmed it too.